Now for Carl Albert. He gives it up to Hopkins. 10 seconds to play in the third. Hopkins guarded by Williams. Heels on the OSA logo here at the LNC. Goes to his right. Spin move in the lane. Turnaround shot for Hopkins, who'll get the roll. What a shot by Hopkins. And that's going to end the third quarter with it being a 1-point game. Bombers 41, Titans 40. Fourth quarter on the way in the 5A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes.
Call Rob and Will.
All right, we're back to Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. Fourth quarter here in the 5A state semifinals. It was 15-12 Bombers after one, 27-23 at the break, 41-40 as we start the fourth quarter. One team's going to the championship game. One team's season's going to end here very shortly. Bombers with the ball first, up by one. Brian Williams bounced past to McKenzie on a great cut, couldn't finish. Rebound pulled in by Hopkins. Boy, it was a great pass and a great cut, but just couldn't lay it home.
Yeah, you couldn't draw it up any better.
Yeah. Titans have it back down by one. Right side, Steve Anderson pump fakes the three, gives it back to Quincy Hopkins. Starting the fourth here for the Titans, both Hopkins, Rogers, Anderson, and Hutch Russell on the floor. Anderson with the ball now. Rocket pass over to Hopkins on the left wing. He'll pump fake, now he'll drive. Hopkins layup at the rim, roll home. Rebound McKenzie. For the Bombers, Denson, who's going down the lane, he loses the handle. It's going to be a foul on the Titans.
Denson's got to keep doing that.
It's on Anderson.
Because you want him at the free throw line if you're Midwest City. And he can finish strong with his left hand. He's kind of skinny, but he's not afraid to draw contact.
So they're giving Denson the shot here. So he's going to shoot two to try and extend this Bomber lead. First one's good. The Toonie by his house is Charity Stripe. Make sure we get our fourth quarter sponsor before it gets too crazy out here. Rose State College. Parents want to save money on college. Help your student get ahead by earning college credit in high school. It's called concurrent enrollment. And Rose State College makes it easy and very affordable. Apply today at rose.edu/concurrent. Both free throws are good. Bombers lead by 3.
Now they're pressing. Not a heavy press.
Hopkins gives it up to Steven Anderson on the wing. Anderson to the top. Quincy Hopkins down the lane. Rocket pass across. Rogers for 3 in the tie. Back iron, no. Rebound, Hutch Russell. Kick out to Anderson. Second chance opportunity for the Titans.
On the
and
floor,
we have a whistle
foul.
and a foul on Midwest City on the floor, like you said. First one of this final frame on Midwest City.
Now, Hutch Russell was uncontested there. He got that offensive rebound. He probably could have shot it. But also, I'm not sure why the Bombers didn't have anyone rebounding on the outside. They got a team rebound. They're a smaller team.
Hopkins in the lane, turnaround shot, the rim won't go, just left it a little bit short. Williams with a good contest, leads to a break for the Bombers. Nash all the way to the rim, contact, charge.
Hutch had that by a mile.
Yep.
And this is where players like Nash and McKenzie, they are great athletes, really good players. They're skilled with the ball, not quite the level of a Roy Henderson or Denson. And so, I mean, Hutch was set for so long. That was plenty of time for Nash to kind of adjust what he was going to do, and he just was determined to go straight at him.
So Titans have it back, still down by 3. Here's Quincy Hopkins on the elbow, kicks out in the corner to Anderson. Back to Quincy. Guarded by Williams, right side Rogers. As we near the 6-minute mark here to play in this 5A state semifinal, winner to see Booker T in the title game tomorrow at 2. Bounce pass underneath from Russell to Anderson. He missed the layup at the rim. Then he got barreled into, going for the board. It's going to be a foul on Midwest City again. It's going to be 3 really quick ones on the Bombers here in the fourth quarter. That could loom large as we go forward.
Bombers initially got a break, but, you missed the shot short. It went right back to Anderson. There's really nothing Middlesex City could have done to get that rebound, but that's when the foul was committed.
Jaden Hopkins in the corner. He'll drive the baseline for the Titans through some contact. Shot will go, and the foul. Jaden Hopkins now into double figures with 10. The layup's good, or the shot is good, and he can tie at the line. And right on cue, Carl-Sean Young heads to the scorer's table to get back in this game with 5:49 left.
One thing you know about Jaden Hopkins, he's not going to stop just because he's had a tough shooting day through 3 quarters. He's going to keep attacking. The Bombers just have to keep trying to stay vertical, which they were, but not vertical enough, apparently, according to the refs.
Young replaces McKenzie. Meanwhile, Hopkins for the tie got it. And we are all square, 43-43, with 5:48 and counting to play here in Norman. Nash with the ball for the Bombers, mishandles it. He goes and gets it back. Gives over to Roy Henderson. Henderson guarded by Hopkins, just barrels into him. It's going to be a foul on Hopkins. That'll be his 3rd.
They want to switch now. They want Hutch switching on, I don't know if it's on Roy, it's on Nash. That's where Hutch is guarding. So
the board in the arena reads that Midwest City actually has 4 team fouls. So Carl Albert would be in the bonus.
Well, the 4th foul was the end one for Quincy.
Gotcha.
Jaden Hopkins.
Okay, so they got 4. So Carl Albert's in the bonus already the rest of the way. Henderson on the wing has it for the Bombers in a tie game. He'll drive at Hopkins, takes a right at him, right-hand hook floater, no. Rebound is loose, pulled in by Nash. Second chance opportunity for the Bombers to the cutting Williams. He puts it in and the foul.
That's where Nash becomes so useful.
Wow.
He's just going to be around the ball because of the energy and effort he plays with. And then Brian Williams had the presence to cut right down the middle. And a great find by Nash as he gets a well-earned assist.
Free throw's good. Williams completes a 3-point play, and Midwest City's 3-point lead restored just like that, 46-43. Anderson will bring it down for the Titans. On the right wing, goes right at him, takes it to the rim. Anderson's layup is good. Tough drive and finish for Steven Anderson. 1-point game, 5 minutes left.
Yeah, perhaps we didn't see Carl-Sean Young go to help because of his fouls, but he would have been the guy in position to do that.
Yeah. Young with the basketball, playing with those 4 fouls. He's guarded by Rogers. Crossover move, pull up 3 for Carl-Sean Young. Side of the rim, no. Rebound pulled in by Quincy Hopkins. Titans can retake the lead with a bucket. Crossing half court with it, gives up right side to Anderson, who's been very good in the second half of this game. Left side, Hopkins. Anderson on the wing. Kick out to Rogers. Drives down the baseline. Travel. Wow.
He was going right at Carl-Sean Young, too. We'll see timeout for Midwest City, I believe.
It's going to be a full.
They've only attempted, well, they've only called once, so
it's a full.
Good spot for a timeout here.
4:25 to go, full timeout. Bombers by 1 in the 5A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back here at the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, 5A state semifinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Midwest City leads at 46-45 with 4:25 to go. Bombers have the basketball. Brian Williams brings it down the floor. He feeds it off to Denson. And they'll set up some offense here for Midwest City.
Carl Albert showed a press. Not something they will do much against Midwest City, but showed it there. We'll see if they keep doing it.
Nash on the wing, hands off to Denson. He'll now go ahead and go. Right-hand floater for Denson. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled in by Hopkins. Titans have it back midway point of the fourth quarter, trailing by just one. Corner three for Russell. Rims off. Bombers have it back.
Hey, Carl Albert, you want your next possession that they have it to go to one of the Hopkins attacking. That's been working for much better of late.
Henderson gives it up to Young, who's guarded by Rogers. Carl Sean Young surveys the floor, feeds it up left side to Henderson. Henderson takes that toward the right side. Some shake and bake on the handles, runs into Anderson. He gives up to Williams in the corner. He'll fire an open look at a three. Clock comes. Brian Williams with a bombshell three to put the Bombers up 4.
You don't expect it from him, but he's another senior that could be playing his last game.
Quincy Hopkins strong to the rim. Layup is good. Just bullying his way to the rack and finishing.
Bombers want to travel. He was close to traveling, I'll just say that.
It was close. 2-point game, 49-47. 3 minutes to play in the 5A semis. Denson puts on the floor and drives. Hopkins swiped it from behind, but they're going to say he got him on the arm. So a foul here coming to be the 4th on the Titans.
Was he shooting?
Yeah, that's the question.
He's going to the line.
Going to the line.
Yeah, the refs are holding up to 2. Because that's not, like you said, it's a 4th team foul.
That's exactly what Coach Price is saying. There's no way he was shooting.
And again, he's the guy from the free throw line.
So Denson shoots 2 big free throws with 2:55 left. First one is good.
I'm going to say it right now, is he unjinxable? I'm throwing it out there right now, Josh, for Deshaun Denson at the free throw line. So yeah, one more here.
We've given him our worst with the announcer jinx, but he's been money, and he hits them both. 4-point lead again for the Bombers. Like Jordan noted, both teams are now in the bonus the rest of the way. Keep that in mind as we move deeper and deeper here.
First,
Hopkins,
we've seen Bombers go zone here.
Hopkins on the left wing feeds it to Rogers at the top, gives it back to him. Quincy Hopkins to the top, Steven Anderson. Anderson playing big minutes in this second half. Now Rogers again. Round the horn to Hopkins, left wing. Quincy Hopkins puts on the floor. Pulls up, long 2 for Quincy Hopkins. Side of the rim, trying to get the roll, can't. It's knocked out of bounds, will stay at this end as Young couldn't handle the rebound. It'll stay with the Titans.
It should have been Roy Henderson's rebound. And he might have been in position, but it just bounced closer to Young, who was under the basket. That's a big not get for Midwest City.
Russell will inbound it. Long inbound out near half court by Anderson, who makes the save. And Carl Albert will reset their offense. Shouting out some direction. Got to imagine we see Reynolds and James back in this game soon. Hutch Russell has it on the right wing for the Titans. Pump fake and drive. Now gives it up to Quincy Hopkins at the top. Right side Russell. He'll go and fire away. A bomb 3 for Russell. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. Pulled in by Anderson. Putback won't go. And the Bombers have it back up by 4. Under 2 minutes left at the LNC.
Let's see if they try to run clock. What you don't want for Midwest City is a contested jump shot. But they shot some of those at the end of the game against Collinsville and almost lost because of it.
Denson left-hand pass to Henderson in the corner. He'll drive the baseline. Roy Henderson, and a timeout taken by Coach Noel with 1:37 to go here in Norman. It is a full timeout. So take it 2. Catch our breath. 4-point lead for Midwest City. 1:37 left on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
All right, we're back at the Lloyd Noble Center, 1:37 to go. Midwest City leads it by 4, and they have the basketball. Coming back in for the Titans is Marcus James, still keeping Reynolds on the bench for now.
Well, Reynolds has not been finishing games this year much for Carl Albert. I think they just want more speed out there. I expect Hutch Russell to come back in the game, though, when Carl Albert has the ball.
Yeah. Denson inbound to Young, and he's fouled. Right off the inbound, well-designed play out of the timeout as Young just slipped through, and Marcus James fouled him. It's going to be 3 on James, and Carl Sheon Young is going to shoot 2.
Yeah, I like that. If you want a layup attempt if you can get one instead of just pass the ball around, because that's such a risky proposition, and you got a guy at the line, and Carl Sheon Young, who you also trust, and he makes the first one.
Pushes the lead to 5.
Well, no Hutch Russell coming in. I am shocked because Carl Albert's about to get the ball here.
Young makes them both.
It's good that they keep Marcus in. He can get offensive rebounds, and we'll see if he can try to get a foul on Carl Sheon Young, who's now playing down on a 3-2 zone.
53-47 lead. Quincy Hopkins for 3. Rattles halfway down and out. Rebound pulled in by Henderson. Pass deflected. Marcus James just took it from him, but then he dribbled it off his foot.
They say
What's the
call?
call
On Roy.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul on Henderson. It's going to put
Marcus.
James at the line. Big sequence there. I mean, Midwest City had the ball up 6.
It's hard to throw over Marcus James, as Roy Anderson found out. Just a huge play. Good sub for Coach Price, because Marcus James has not always finished games either unless you need his size.
First one for James, side of the rim, no good. Big miss there.
He had been shooting free throws well.
Both teams have shot the line really well. Midwest City 15 of 17 at the line. Carl Albert 8 of 10 before that one, and he missed them both. Wow. Midwest City has it back up by 6. Goes in on 70 seconds from a spot in the 5A title game. Denson on the wing. He's guarded by Hopkins, trying to get around him. Poked away from behind. Good defense by Hopkins. Leads to a fast break for the Titans. Transition 3 for Rogers. Left it short. Rebound pulled in by James. Feeds it over to Rogers. Round the horn, Anderson. He'll kick in the corner. Jaden Hopkins for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound, James again. Put back will go. Marcus James just beast moding this thing late to keep his team in it with 50 seconds left. Timeout on the floor. It's taken by the Titans. Full timeout. You want to go ahead and take it with them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and take it with them. 50 seconds left. Bombers by 4 in the 5A semis on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
All right, back at the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. 5A semis. Midwest City leading Carl Albert 53-49, 50.4 seconds left on the clock. Bombers with the basketball. Both teams are in the bonus. Titans have the arrow. Keep that in mind. As inbound goes to Denson, gives it back to Williams.
They should foul Brian Williams.
Williams will get it around defender. Almost mishandled it. Pass now. It's going to be deflected. It's stolen by Marcus James. Titans get the turnover that they needed, and they have the ball back. Here's Anderson going down the lane. Almost lost it late, but the rim is good. 2-point game again. 53-51. The clock's going to keep running. Midwest City's in no rush here. Under 30 seconds. Inbound to Henderson, who is bumped and fouled by Hopkins. That'll be his 4th. And Roy Henderson's going to shoot 2 mammoth free throws with 26.8 seconds to go.
All right, 2 turnovers on Midwest City the last 2 times they have the ball. And both involved Denson. Williams got the ball to him. I couldn't see if Denson had a clean play at the ball, but there's some type of mishandle. And I'm surprised Carl didn't foul Williams, because I think he's someone that if you had to pick your poison, you want him shooting free throws. But it worked out for him.
First one for Henderson's good. Boy, Marcus James has had a huge second half for Carl Albert. A massive reason why they're right there. He's got 12 points and 8 rebounds, including that big, or not including, I should say, that big turnover he just forced. He'll come out for now. Henderson's second free throw is good. 4-point lead, 2-score advantage for the Bombers. Titans got to go quick.
Gotta watch
Coach Noel imploring his fans to get loud. Hopkins at the wing. He'll fire from three. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. It's still loose. Picked up by Nash. Start the break for the Bombers. Only 10 seconds. He's fouled. 10.9 on the clock, and the Bombers can smell it.
You're right. Coach Noel can smell it. He's excited. It's not over yet. Nash, we're not as sure about him at the free throw line. Not saying he can't do it, but there's still time for Carl Albert. If he misses one especially, Carl Albert can try to get a quick two.
Titans still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, that's the big deal. That they have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, got to have timeouts. Free throws for Nash. First one on the way. Back iron, no good. It's already a 2-score game, obviously, so even if he misses, it's still tough.
Now Carl Albert can go for a quick two.
Second one for Nash. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Hopkins, they got to go real fast. Racing down the floor, 8 seconds. Hopkins right side, Anderson, no fire, a three. He's fouled the shot, and it goes off the back iron. He was fouled on the three, and he'll shoot 3 free throws. That was so close, Jordan, to a 4-point play opportunity to tie the game.
You just can never.
Oh, my.
In these games we call involving these 2 teams or whoever they're playing, you can never count out a team.
Wow, so Henderson's going to shoot 3 of the biggest free throws of his life with his team down by 4. First one, good. Look calm.
Well, now, if he makes the second here, you're going to see potentially a missed free throw with a lot going on.
Second one, got it. Calmly, Anderson hitting the free throws.
No one's calling a timeout here. Is he going to miss? He doesn't have to, but I would.
Got the third. Anderson calmly hits all 3 free throws. Timeout on the floor with 5.2 to go by the Bombers. How about the sophomore Steven Anderson stepping to the line and hitting all 3 foul shots in that spot? All right, we got a full timeout here, so I'm going to ask you, Jordan, what?
Look at our clock. I'll fix it here, but go ahead.
What's the strategy for both teams? I mean, how do you approach this final 5 seconds? If you're the Titans, I mean, it's just get a turnover. Where are you at? What do the teams got to do to win this now?
Yeah, definitely want a turnover if you're Carl Albert. And Midwest City had this happen to Coach Noel in the championship game 2013 against Memorial. Memorial got the turnover and won the game by 1. So what has to happen is they have to have a good press break, obviously. And then Carl Albert's got to foul quickly if Midwest City's able to cleanly inbound the ball.
That was my question, is what the fine line and how quickly from going for the turnover to, okay, we got to foul because we got to save time.
Foul the catch. You don't have time. If you don't have time to waste around, if they dribble a couple times, they get away from you.
All right, catch your breath. Hold on to everything you got. 5.2 seconds left. Midwest City is going to be inbounding it underneath the basket. Arrows with the Titans. That's huge. Keep that in mind. Denson will do the board. Marcus James is guarding him on the baseline. Denson pass it out of bounds to Williams, who gives it back to Denson, and he'll be fouled with 3.8 to go. The double out of bounds pass. So here comes 2 big free throws now for Denson with 3.8 seconds to go.
Now Coach Bradley, the top assistant coach for Coach Noel, coming out, and you got to talk strategy for them. And Carl Albert has a timeout, so they got to think about what's going to be the situation when they get the ball back.
First one for Denson, good. Titans still have 2 timeouts to work with, so certainly would probably expect one. Russell back in the game for the Titans. Second free throw coming for Deshaun Denson with 3.8 seconds to go. Rims out, rebound, Hopkins got to go quick. Pass ahead to Anderson, fires at the length of the floor. Side of the rim! 3-quarter court, and it rims off. It was so close. And the Midwest City Bombers are going to the 5A title game in a date with Booker T. Jordan, that was so close.
I'm surprised no timeout was called.
Me too. It caught me off guard, frankly, and then he shot that with about 2 seconds. He did not need to shoot it there,
and he almost made it.
He almost made it. A 3-quarter court shot. He shot it right in front of us here, courtside. Wow. But after all that, amazingly, miraculously, The Midwest City Bombers are going to the 5A title game. That was unbelievable. Jordan's going to have Coach Noel here in just a moment. And possibly some players. Looks like he's going to try and get Carl Sean Young. Wow, what an absolutely epic finish. The Midwest City Bombers are going to the 5A title game on the Oklahoma Sports Network tomorrow against Booker T. Jordan's with Carl Sean Young. Let's go and go to Jordan with Young.
Okay, Carl Sean, you got off to a good start. Were you feeling it early in this game?
Yeah, yesterday I started off slow a little bit, but, you know, me and my dad had a little talk and came out on top.
How do you hang on in foul trouble like that? What was it had to be hard to watch your team on the bench, but when you came back in, especially with 4, how do you hang in this game with the 4 fouls?
Oh, I just trusted Coach Torrey. You know, he told me to trust him. You know, so that's really what it was.
Okay, what do you think about Booker T? They look pretty good today.
Yeah, they look solid, but we gonna come on top. We tougher.
Okay, we'll see you that tomorrow. Okay, congratulations, Coach. What an up and down game here, and again, talk about surviving this game with Carl Sean Young in foul trouble.
Man, we got state shirts name. It says we're too deep, and we got guys ready to go no matter what, man. We in the area we have to play about 11 guys, and we came out on top with that. So I just believe in the top 8, 9, 10 guys that we do have.
And the Hopkins brothers did not shoot well this game, and you guys got a lot of team scoring. What did you like most about how you were able to match up against Carl Albert today?
Man, we just came out there and fought, man. We played basketball, man. Like we played our style of game today, and then we came out successful.
And you saw Booker T. They look good against Crossings. What do you think?
It's gonna be a dogfight, man. We play similar, man. It's gonna come down to who's gonna make winning plays.
Well, this is the matchup I was hoping for in the COVID year with Midwest City and Booker T. So I'm glad you'll get it tomorrow. We can't wait.
We got it. Appreciate it, Coach Wright.
All right, Josh.
All right, Jordan heading back over here. We'll wrap this thing up here and give our Player of the Game award out, which I think we know where it's going. Recap at the point totals here from Midwest City. Carl Sean Young, 16 points, leads the way. Deshaun Denton was behind him with 15. 10 points from Roy Henderson, 10 from Brian Williams. Mark Jackson with 4, 1 from Jarvis Nash. For the Titans, leading man was Marcus James. He was really good in the second half of this game. 12 points for him, including 8 rebounds. Jaden Hopkins had 11, 10 from Steven Anderson, 6 from Hutch Russell, 8 from Quincy Hopkins, 4 from Ryan Reynolds, 3 from Brandon Rogers to round it out. Jordan, our Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game. I think you just talked to him. Carl Sean Young.
Yep, and this time it's for
what can you say?
The scoring when he was in there, which was not for very long. But also, again, he hung in there. When he came back in the fourth quarter, he was in there to stay. And so that was big.
The game was completely different with him and without him on the floor.
Yes, it was.
They have plus-minus on this thing? Carl Sean Young's plus-minus in this game, plus 16.
In a 2-point game.
In a 2-point game.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know right there. Nobody on the rest of the team is even remotely close to that. I mean, the next closest is Deshaun Denson, plus 8. That's the next closest. Carl Sean Young, easily the Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game. Eastside Church of Christ Midwest City believes in loving Jesus by loving their neighbors. They invite you to join them Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. for Bible class with song and praise beginning at 10 a.m. If you can't make a Sunday morning, you're invited to study with them at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Check out their live and recorded streams on YouTube. Find more information on their website, eastsidechurchofchrist.info. The Eastside Church of Christ at 916 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City. All right, so we got 2 angles of this here to wrap this up. First off, Midwest City. What a season. They're on to the championship game with Booker T tomorrow. Obviously, Booker T's on the east side. We don't really see them that much. We've watched their games the last couple of days. We didn't call them. They're tough. They've been really good here at the LNC. That should be an absolute war tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah, and,
I'm excited.
When I watch Booker T, I'm like, boy, you better hope they're back in 6A tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next year, because they have been in 6A since 2018.
Yeah.
2018, they were runner-up in 5A, losing to Tulsa Memorial. They come back in 2019, they move up to 6A, and they win. Similar path to Del City, actually, when they won their first state title 3 years ago. And those, because they got no seniors, they got a lot of athletes. They didn't look to post up much. Maybe that's because Crossings is taller. Midwest City is not. So It's going to be it was a bit of a challenge for them today. More so yesterday, can they defend the paint with the smaller players? And they figure out a way. They figure out a way to do it because they scrap. They got the team speed. You use it to your advantage. You can neutralize sides a lot of ways when you have team speed, and Midwest City can do that. But Booker T's got plenty of speed as well.
That's the Carl Albert end of this. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. When last year ended, they lost that championship game in overtime. To Del City, it was, man, this Titans team, they're not going anywhere. And they're Carl Albert. They'll be back in the mix next year. They always are. It's where the program is under Coach Price. But, you know, a lot of the pieces we kind of took for granted that were going to be there ended up not being there. But they still piece it together with some of those key guys, names that you know that have been around forever, it feels like.
Yeah,
and they got this far, and they come up just so close here. This one's going to be tough to stomach, I'm sure.
Man, I feel bad. Losing Casey Baker was tough, but I think that gave Jaden Hopkins a chance to grow, and he had an outstanding season. It was a tough game for him here. He didn't have the speed advantage he normally has. He got better in the fourth quarter, but it was a tough game shooting for him overall. And then, but Jaden Mott, if he had stayed, you give the Bombers a heavy dose of Jaden Mott and Marcus James.
Right.
That might have been too much. And for whatever reason, he didn't. And, that happens in basketball. But that was part of what we were thinking they would have coming back. And but Marcus James, we didn't know they'd have him, and so he filled in nicely for Jaden Mott. But if you could have had both, and for one brief Bartlesville tournament, they did have both, and then that was it. And we thought, and I even told Coach Price a year ago.
And they won that tournament, right?
They did, yes.
Yeah.
I told Coach Price a year ago, hey, you guys, you lost by 2 to Del City, but that happened to you in 2015, and then you came back and won 2016. And I really believed it. And of course, the other tough thing was Midwest City getting a lot better and getting Carl Sean Young, who almost went to Carl Albert. So that's another what if. Also, Crossings and Booker T both entering 5A from opposite ends. Booker T comes from 6A. Crossings was in 4A. And that made 5A boys even more competitive. But it ended up being Midwest City, a team that they didn't play in the regular season. In fact, Carl Albert had beaten Midwest City in boys basketball 4 straight times. And so now we see in girls basketball and boys basketball, Midwest City wins against Carl Albert because, Carl Albert has bragging rights in most sports, as we know. Mm-hmm. But the Bombers will get it in those two. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that baseball game on yesterday. I don't know if we ever will because it's not a district game.
That's sticking with you, isn't it?
It is sticking with me. And also if they do have it, I might not even try to, just because of how that was ended up working out. But we hope to have both of them on in baseball.
Sure.
And maybe they will meet at some point.
Right.
And Carl Albert would definitely be the favored team. And what's interesting is you got to salute the seniors that stayed for Carl Albert. Ryan Runnels, it was fun watching him play. The ultimate stretch 4. I think his minutes were reduced a bit because, again, defense, Coach Price wanted more team speed on defense. And he had other guys who could shoot, like Hutch Russell, hit a couple big ones here and drew a charge. And he is moving on to baseball, and that's going to be a sport from here on out this year as a really good shortstop for the baseball team. And, by the way, the same goes for Midwest City after tomorrow, Brian Williams. So, 2 unbelievable good baseball players, and I hate that they even had to play a baseball without those two. They were going to initially. When they both get to their teams, that will give them a boost, and that will be after this weekend. But loved watching Hush the last 4 years, and I got to know his mom the last couple because she's a counselor at Midwest City High School where she went to high school, and I know she has to be hurting a bit, but a little bit of happiness for the Bombers, I'm assuming. Quincy Hopkins, since he was a sophomore, he's been a tremendous backbone to this team as far as scoring and everything else. And I think he'll be a good college basketball player, even if it's at the smaller level, because he's got a lot of physical attributes and a lot of skills you like to see. And so
100%. One of my favorite players to watch. He's been a lot of fun.
I did think, heading into the season, that they were going to get a little farther. But you know what? Again, 5A got more competitive. They had some tough things with some of ththose departures.
Sure.
And they still get to the semifinals. It's a good year, but again,
it's
Carl Albert, you're always hoping for state.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's only disappointing, really, for 99% of programs. It's a phenomenal year, but it's just where Carl Albert is, where Coach Price has it, is a knockout in the semifinals is a letdown.
Next year for them will be interesting. You're going to have, I think Jaden Hopkins will be unbelievable.
I mean, they have a really good young core.
Steven Anderson, great complimentary player.
Brandon Rogers,
tremendous. From there, Xavier Garcia is solid. LeBron Royal. They could really use another big guy. Well, okay, Marcus James. So that's the what if
That's the big question: is what if he enrolls early in football and then,
or if he just wants to stick with football?
Right. That's the question.
Coach, you know what? The coaches do a good job of talking players into staying. They did it with Hutch Russell, and I know with Marcus James will be like, hey, look, obviously football. You're going to do that. You're going to go deep into the postseason. You want to take a break like last year, fine, but please join us in January. And if they have him, they'll be positioned to definitely make state again. Now, will they be the best team in 5A next year? We'll see how the other things turn out.
I completely agree with you there.
A lot of it depends on who's in 5A and who comes back. But, if they get that, for sure, and they'll have some other freshmen will be getting more minutes for them and step up. So Carl Albert boys basketball will not go anywhere. Will they get back to winning state? It's something they do every few years. They've done it 3 times since Coach Price got there. They get to state a lot, and unfortunately, there's 2 or 3 really good teams that they run into, and it happened this year kind of unexpectedly. We weren't thinking Midwest City would be that team this time a year ago, but
what a year!
Things worked out for them, and Coach Noel, and they brought back the fire to this program, and here they are. They're playing Midwest City, playing for state for the first time since 2013, and when they were 6A, looking for the first state title in boys basketball since 2007. And we'll see if they can get it tomorrow.
It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. They've been the 2 best teams here. I think that goes without saying, but they've looked like it, and with star players all over the place. And we'll be looking forward to see Carl Albert next year. Like we said, a lot of young players, young core. Certainly, they're Carl Albert. They'll be back in the mix next year, just like they always are. And so we look forward to that game tomorrow. Midwest City and Booker T. It's a 2 o'clock tip tomorrow, so we'll be on the air, 10 minutes or so before 1:50 or so. Tomorrow we'll talk to Coach Noel, and we'll set the scene for what should be just a slobber knocker of a game. It's going to be a lot of fun with the Hornets and the Bombers. That'll be our final game of the year tomorrow. And we look forward to it. We did the 5A title game last year. It was an all-time classic, and maybe we'll get something similar tomorrow. So look forward to it. We'll see you guys then. That's it for now. From the Lloyd Noble Center, Jordan Ray, I'm Josh Calloway. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 2 o'clock tip, Midwest City, Booker T in the 5A state title game. We'll see you then. Good afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow in the 5A title game on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.